scene from the original also was really good. Really got to me. Asgard, I understand you. That's right, you're no longer a weapon, not made just for violence. You considered us friends. Therefore, you moved of your own will to protect us, didn't you? Yes, you never need a reason to protect your friends. You just do. Thanks for protecting us. We'll cherish Filgaia. And you. Did you really just jump from... Alright, well, at least you, like, jumped on his knee before going to the ground. I thought Cecilia was taking a leap of fate to break her legs or something. And so he'll continue to be in Wild Arms 3 and eventually Wild Arms 5. He's in all the odd number entries, which is funny. I love Filgaia, and that's why I protect it. I realized why I like Filgaia while on this journey, while traveling and fighting every day. And someday I'll tell you why. Yes, when Mario's flowers bloom. Oh, they had like that new scene at the beginning of the game. I still think that's going to be like the ending. That was like the new scene, not in the original. Ah, Bartholomew. Get the characters I actually care about. Mario, now we're talking. Emma's also pretty sick. Oh, Zed! I think that girl was named Aura or something. Rudy, you know, traveling with you is unbelievable. I'm still walking on my own 2 feet. I survived the huge explosion, didn't I? Yeah, it's something to tell your friends. Sometimes I dreamt that I woke up and saw you and the princess preparing to leave without me. That's pretty sentimental for you. You're awake now? Want me to pinch you? By the way, Rudy, I have a letter from the princess for you. She said to read it after you left. Here, Handpan, read it. Me? Yes, it's decided. You must read it. Handpan can read better than Jack anyway. Aw, make the mouse do all the work. Let's see. I wonder when you read this letter, what the sky looks like. It's probably still blue. Is it sunny and clear, or is it raining? I guess you meant more weather. Here the days are very comfortable and thoroughly satisfying. It's a welcome change of pace from fighting every day. Also, I notice your hair is slowly growing back. I'm so grateful to Asgard for protecting us with his own life so that we could live and tend to Filgaia. Good night, Asgard. We will see to it that Filgaia is rebuilt. It was Asgard's desire that he will not see this peaceful world. It's something I greatly regret. I was very surprised to hear that. You're undertaking another journey. In the future, I hope we may all meet again. I've been thinking lately. Every day we fought, new things were being born. The future of our planet. If I had been alone on this quest, it would have been too difficult. Together, though, we were able to triumph. It was because of my friends who helped me through all the adverse circumstance that I was able to recover the teardrop. Because of your support, know that I am forever bonded to you both. If I remember right, they do this ending a little bit differently. In this game, it's like more like, hey, they leave, they show the letter, and then they show like Cecilia's farewells. what the heck? Is Jack cheating on Elmina? Jack, you said, there's surely someone who needs my sword. Is this the purpose of your wandering? I was surprised what you said, because you had never said anything like that before. You've changed so much since we met, haven't you? But also, we were able to change without losing ourselves. You started off on a new journey because you found purpose, right? I found a new purpose in life, too. And I will do my best, just as I'm sure you will. Is that your application for Smash Bros? Can you imagine Rudy and Smash Bros? My new mission is praiseworthy, even of our Princess of Adelheid. I do remember seeing Cecilia drag a suitcase in the original game. What I'm doing is just part of my nature. All my thoughts and energy are focused. I'm working hard for Filgaia. Man, you got over carrying that suitcase just like that. Yeah, Johan's not gonna have it. When I remember your support and companionship, how you guys cheered me up, I feel like I'm able to do anything. You could probably still catch her. She's not going that fast. Emma. That's cute. I love Cecilia. Today the west wind blew through Adelheid. The west wind hopefully brought prosperity with it. I pray my wish arrives with this wind. Cecilia Lynn Adelheid. Your middle name is Lynn? Either I don't remember that or they added that for the remake. I think the former. P.S. I'm sending you something you forgot in Adelheid. Please accept it. Well, if it's a bomb, I'm not gonna accept it. I kinda wanna live, thank you. We saved Filgaia and all. I think I deserve to be alive. If the princess has a new mission, we have to aid her right away. You heed her every word. I remember when you used to dislike the royal family. Ah, good times. There are exceptions. I mean, there's royalty and then there's royalty. Anyway, she mentioned we forgot something. And it's delivered. What do you think it is? Rudy, you have Gela, don't you? Nah, I forgot all my funds at home. What'd you forget in Adelheid? We won't get angry, just tell us. What? I don't get angry. Jack gets angry. Nobody knows. I don't know anyway. How annoying. Why's this music so ominous? Huh? What? I'm annoying now? What the? Princess, why are you here? Probably for the thing we forgot? Come on, Jack. You're smarter than this. Me? Consider it a special delivery. It's great to see you, but what did we forget in Adelheid? It was an extra underwear? Or extra clothes, for that matter. I don't know why I said underwear before anything. You haven't figured it out yet? Yes. Well, this is what you forgot. It's a pleasure to be here. Huh? Now wait a minute. We read your letter where you said you found a new mission and that we should also do our best or whatever. Anyway, don't you need to be in Adelheid? Johan's probably taking care of it. It's fine. Adelheid is my uncle Johan, the Minister of State, for which I am relieved. He will do well. My new goal is to help Filgaia and to rebuild the world into a wonderful place. Yo, this looks like the forest where Irving's grave is. We should go visit them. Irving and Erin, whatever her name was, Altacia. I'm headed this way for my mission and I'm walking with you by coincidence. Today? By coincidence? Are you sure it's by chance? Yes, very sure. It's a chance encounter today. Today, tomorrow, and forever. It's absolutely absolute. Oh, well, that doesn't sound redundant at all. I can't believe it. What is she doing? Oh, there's Jane. I was wondering where she'd be. I don't like her just showing up like this. Now, what's my place in the group? It's not good for your blood pressure to get so angry. How about a cup of chamomile tea to calm you down? And some ginger snaps? Oh, I wish I was brash enough to just march over there right now and interrupt them. I don't think I can. My lady is sensitive. I feel for you. Well, this is the final shot in the original game, at least. I feel like I could kiss the sky. Why would you want to kiss the sky? Why would you say that? Well, Rudy, princess, let's get going. We're back in business. Ah, we have protected Filgaia. It's not only from our doing. Dr. Emma, Jane, McDowan, Captain Bartholomew, and Mario. And so many more. A lot of lives and many prayers, and we cannot forget. Now, in order to earn a hot meal, let's go find someone to help. And fast. We only have one more person, but the food expenses just tripled. Hey, is that how you welcome people? Oh, Zeppet's grave is here too. That's neat. I love this ending, man. It's basically untouched from the original, and I love it. It's still really good. What a great ending. Pretty much all my thoughts from the original ending are here. Like, they didn't change anything, and I love that they didn't change anything. Credits? We're gonna get like a little closing anime scene? Oh, Tony. Well, this part's new. You don't really see this. And you probably... I know you get some in the original game. You all Emma. Classic. Reminds me of Luca from Chrono Trigger. You don't really... You get, like, nice fan art during the credits. I guess this is the equivalent of that. Or Bartholomew. If only anyone cared about you. If only. You got the ship, but nothing else. Oh, McDonald's gonna become a monster. Oh, not fan art, whatever you call it. Concept art. That's what I meant to say, not fan art. I said the wrong word. Concept art. They showed you, like, concept art in the original game during the credits or something. But yeah, I mean, great ending. I still like the ending. I still feel the same way about the ending when I played the original. Credits. That music goes hard. Alright, here we go. Age Tech, localization team. Gotta say, not your best work. I don't think Age Tech did any of the other localizations in Wild Arms that I know of. I'm pretty sure XC did 4 and 5. But yeah. Ultra Code F is great. Fantastic. What a great, underappreciated, underrated, whether underrated or underappreciated hidden gem. What a great time. I played all of the 5 Wild Arms games. I like some more than others, but overall, I liked all the games to some degree. And I was like, going into Ultra Code F, I was like, yeah, I'm expecting to have a good enough time. But I had a much better time with it than I thought I would. And that's having played the original, too. But I also feel like that's where my enjoyment comes in. I feel like playing the Wild Arms story a second time with this remake was, you know, great. It's probably, like, one of my favorite Wild Arms games. It's either number 1 or number 2. I honestly can't choose between it and 2. I probably want to say this is my favorite because as a game, I think I like this just a tad bit more. But I like the story and the characters of Wild Arms 2 more. Not to say the story and the characters of this game are bad. They're still good. I like the trio and I like the story enough. See, the thing is, the story is simple, right? It doesn't try to be anything more than it is. It embraces its simplicity, Wild Arms. Wild Arms 1, Ultra Code F, whatever. It didn't really make much big changes to the story. It had some rewrites, but other than that, it's still very much the original story. It has more of an inclusion of Jane, Emma, and even Zed, which is great. Great game, though. I don't know, this game is, like, often kind of hated, which I don't see why. I could see people being like, you know, people that like love the original are probably like, oh, I don't like this remake because it's not the original. It's kind of like the FF7 debate. But all I hear is a lot of negativity with this game, and it's not perfect, but like it's just great. My only real issues with the game are the localization's like not good, which is really unfortunate. Like the translation for this game is not that great. It's not enough to ruin the game, but more times than none, I noticed some lines that felt awkward. So yeah. And, you know, the original game didn't have the best translation, but I think the original game had a better translation than this one. Which, whether it's like spell descriptions and by the way, this anime closing scene, beautiful. Love it. Which, you know, the original game didn't have the best translation, but it still was like, I feel like the originals was a little bit better. It didn't like ruin the story, but it definitely, I noticed it. It was noticeable. Like, I don't think the localization and translation was that good for this game. And that's like my only real big issue with it, to be honest. Oh, and this scene happened at the very beginning. They showed this in the beginning. I predicted that this would be the ending, and it looks like I'm right. Overall, though, like, great game. Combat is really fun. It's no hex battle system, but I still really enjoyed the combat. The best thing about the combat is when you get all the characters. Because switching characters on the fly and just the idea of, like, being able to switch and use them for different things, it's great. Flowers have so much to say. If you listen, they told me I would see everyone again. I know I read this in the beginning, but I'm reading it again. Because that was like 50 hours ago. We arrived early, didn't we? It was because my lady rushed me. What? Is being early a bad thing? He's not blaming you. Anyway, it should be any time now. Look, someone's coming. Speak of the devil, you know that's a dumb thing. You know that's a dumb saying. No one cares about you, Bartholomew. Ahoy! This is a nice added scene, too. The thing is, like, in the original game, Jane, Emma, and Bartholomew still felt like, you know, they still made them seem important, but this game did better at making them feel more integrated. And not just by making Jane, Emma, and even Zed playable. I kind of wish Zed was here. Where's Zed? Are they going to show Zed now because they didn't want to spoil it? That he was playable? Let me catch my breath. It's not polite to keep a girl waiting. I kind of wish Zed was here. To be honest. At last we meet again. It doesn't look like they're going to show Zed. That's honestly kind of disappointing. That's the only change I would make to that ending. Assuming Zed doesn't come here. This is the perfect place to have a reunion. Oh, this part's new. We promised to reunite when Mario's flowers finally blossomed. I'm pretty sure after At Last We Meet, it just goes to the beginning of the game. And they did. Here's a land of promise. We swore to Asgard that we would take care of Filgaia. That was the most important promise, which we will keep forever. I came to tell you what I've realized, why I want to take care of Filgaia. It is... Oh, there he is! Hey! They say if your friends give you the cold shoulder, if you feel left out, it means they must be planning your birthday. And what do you know? I was excluded and they're all here. Okay, I'm happy now. They must be planning me an awesome surprise party. Classic. Don't hold your breath. You have no shame and bad karma. This rock, not a party, will be coming your way. You're just a girl. Who are you to throw a rock at a good boy like me? Why'd you get to live for so long? Hey Jane, we wanted to spare him. You're not immortal anymore, and I'm gonna figure out exactly how much life you have left right now. Don't waste my life. You're so rude. Okay, I'm glad Zed's here. I was starting to think they wouldn't have him. Asgard, Filgaia is such an important and precious world. It is, isn't it? Human, Elu, demon, sprite. A lot of different people and species exist together on Filgaia. That's what makes this planet so wonderful. And that's why we have to take care of it. Thanks, Asgard, for protecting us and all of Filgaia. I'm so happy they brought Zed in. I was really starting to think they wouldn't include him. Thank you for bringing everyone together, for everyone and everything in this world. Thank you. Such a great ending scene. Do I get to save? They're gonna have to let me save. I can create an X game file. The file shows game data such as total playing time, current character, and party stats. You can also view all the X files you have collected during the gameplay. You may not resume gameplay. Okay, so it is like Wild Arms 3. The X file is literally just like for collector stuff. We'll load that up. We're going to load the X-File after doing, like, the Abyss and everything and getting all the X-File keys, like I did for Wild Arms 3. Yeah, because 4 let me load past it. There's a few things I want to talk about before I just end the stream. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the gameplay is really fun. The gameplay is just turn-based. So, like, on paper, the gameplay is just, it's good enough, you know, turn-based games. I don't really care how deep games are. The game just has to be, like, not insufferable, not annoying, and like pretty fun for me to keep going, and this game meets that quota. What I really like about the gameplay though is the different playable characters and like swapping them in a battle frequently. They all have their uses. Jack, like the thing is, Jack got nerfed, which is also one of my issues. They nerfed Jack a lot because of the way MP works. Not having MP items is also kind of annoying. It stops being an issue later in the game, but it's still annoying for most of the early and mid game to not have MP restoratives in a game with MP. It's really weird. So that was kind of annoying. The gameplay is just like, you know, it's really fun messing around with the different characters, especially in the late game. Another small thing is it was cool to use Jane and Emma throughout the game instead of just giving them to you at the end. And I kind of see why they did that. They didn't want to mess with the original story too much, so they would have had to rewrote some stuff. But, you know, that was pretty great. But yeah, gameplay was pretty fun. You know, it was just turn-based, but the different characters and different playstyles and strategies you can do were cool. Some of the Wild Arms 3 additions, like, blended themselves well. That being said, I feel like making this game like Wild Arms 3 is kind of a blessing and a curse, because I feel like sometimes it's good. Like, Rudy getting the arm system that the characters in 3 had, genius. Cecilia acting like Gallows in Wild Arms 3, also genius. And like some of the way the tools work and just the gameplay in general, the Migrant Seal system, genius. But there's also some things that I feel like don't really need to be in this game. Like, I think the reason they had no MP items is because they wanted to make it like Wild Arms 3, and Wild Arms 3 has no MP. But to me, it's just like, give you MP items. I'm like, I don't see why they don't have MP items. So that's a little weird. And also, escaping is still a spell. That was like one of the most mind-boggling decisions in 3, and I'm like, why is it still here? It's just little things, like they wanted to keep it like Wild Arms 3, which in some cases is good, but I feel like they went too far in those aspects. But like, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But yeah, unfortunately the localization and translation wasn't that great. It was like fine, I guess, but I'm willing to admit it wasn't great. It didn't ruin the story. I still enjoyed the story enough and the characters enough, but it did cross my mind every now and then, like, yeah, the original game like had a passable translation. This one, like, it wasn't that great. Like they had a lot of awkward lines in there and also just changes to words and stuff, but you know, didn't ruin the game, but something I noticed. I just thought I'd bring it up. I haven't been vocal about it, but I just thought I'd bring it up, and it was on my mind. But yeah, story's pretty good. Story's solid. You know, it's a simple story. I don't mind it. It embraces simplicity. It's great. The characters are still who they are. The characters feel like in character from the original, and they're good. Like, they're not gonna blow you away, but I think they're great. I love the Wild Arms 1 cast. I don't think I like them as much as the Wild Arms 2 cast, but I do really still like Rudy, Jack, and Cecilia. Yes, even Rudy. Rudy's a silent protagonist, but like, I don't like silent protagonists, but if you were to do a silent protagonist pretty well, I think Rudy's it. Rudy is it. They did at least try with Rudy. I'd rather them have made him a talking protagonist. Let me make that clear. I would rather them make a non-silent protagonist, but, you know, I think for what they did with Rudy, it was decently effective. But yeah. What else? Music is fantastic. Fantastic music. Great music. The presentation grew on me. Like, the art's good. Like, the art, like these portrait arts are good and everything. I'll admit, like, I think the first, like, 2-3 hours in, the presentation kind of took a while to grow on me, but it did. It did. So, that was nice. That being said, I mean, it would have been cool if this game used a Wild Arms 4 engine, graphic-wise. Not only gameplay-wise, but graphic-wise. So, you know, overall, I think the presentation's fine. It looks good. It looks good enough. It's not like one of the best looking games ever, but it's good that presentation's not what I care for. It doesn't look ugly. It looks fine. I'm fine with the presentation. It would have been great then, what's it called? It would have been great to use a Wild Arms 4 or 5 graphical engine if this game came out just a little bit later. What else? Oh, there was another negative I wanted to say. Oh, this is kind of a negative. Kind of a negative, but understanding. They really, like, I feel like voice acting would have benefited this game. That's, like, more of an unfortunate circumstance. I'm gonna, like, kind of put it as a nitpick. It's not really a negative. I think voice acting would have benefited this game, and I think it's not here for budget. Apparently, in the Japanese version, the battles have voice acting, but they took them out of the English version. I think that would have been at least better if they kept the Japanese voices for battle and kept the rest of the game like no voices. I still would have been like, oh, I wish there was voice acting, but it would have been better. So that's a little unfortunate. That's more of a like, hey, this is a budget title. I think they just were on a budget with this game. This is a budget game. That being said, it's still really great. So, you know, budget games can be great, and they did great with what they could, basically. That goes to say. But yeah, voice acting would have been great. It doesn't like ruin the game, but there were moments where I'm like, oh, I would have loved to see who like did the voice of Cecilia, Jack, and Broody in these like important scenes. But yeah, you know, it's a great game. Out of 10, probably like a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. We'll say a 9 out of 10. This is like, because the thing is, like, this is like, I don't think it's like one of my, it's close to one of my favorite games. It might not be like, it might either make a top 10 or get really close. It is part of like my second favorite franchise, so, you know, and it's one of like the best games of said franchise. Again, I think I probably like it just a bit more than 2, but not by much, even though I like the story and characters more than 2. It's kind of oxymoronic in a way. But, you know, it's really good. 9 out of 10, probably. Maybe a 9.5. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 seems fair, I think. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything I'm forgetting. I don't think so. Oh, dungeons were great. Puzzles were pretty good. I love the, they redid the dungeons. Most of them were great. I mean, I think the ghost ship in the original is better, but other than that, most of the dungeons were great. The Quarter Knights are great villains. They're nothing special, but the Quarter Knights get their job done effectively. Boomerang is one of the best villains in all of Wild Arms and gaming in general. But the Quarter Knights are great. They're effective. Boomerang's kind of a standout compared to the other Quarter Knights, but the others are good, like Alhazad and Lady Harkin and, Siegfried and Zed for the time he is. He's a comic relief villain. They're all good. Boomerang is like easily the standout though. But they're good enough. I don't think they're as good as like Wild Arms 2 and 3 villains, but they're still really, really good. Definitely leagues better than like Brionac in 4 or like the Sentinels were like better than Brionac in 4, but not as great as the Quarter Knights. So yeah. I think that's kind of it. Did I save? Let me just make sure I saved. The playthrough isn't done. That being said, I think I'm done streaming the game because, like, all I want to do, I want to get all the X-File keys, and I want to, like, basically 100% the game. But all that really needs to be done is the Abyss. The Abyss and the Ragu Ragula boss, which is the super boss in all the games. But I don't really think that warrants a stream. For mainly one reason. If it's anything like Wild Arms 3's Abyss, it gets very repetitive and very, not grindy. It's very repetitive and samey, and I don't think that benefits a stream very well. And plus, if I'm getting all the X-File keys and doing the witch story, like, I don't think it really benefits a stream. I feel like it'd just be easier if I recorded it and finished everything up. So, this is the final stream of the game, but the playthrough is not done. That being said, I don't know when I'll get to it. I'm still, I have to finish FF3 on my own time. I also have to, keep up with Breath of Fire 3 recordings, so I'll get to it. I'm kind of just glad I saw the credits and saw the ending. So, like, I might not get to it immediately, but I am going to get to it. This game was great. It deserves, like, my time and devotion to get all the X-File keys and do everything, basically. But I think I am done streaming the game just because there's other stuff I want to get to. I want to focus more on SMT5 and Persona 5 and eventually start some new stuff. So I do think it wouldn't really warrant a stream. I'm kind of like, I think it's better if I do it later on my own time or something. So yeah. But that being said, great playthrough, great game. The playthrough's not done. I said it as if the playthrough's done, but great game, fantastic. 9 out of 10 probably. I really enjoyed it. And it's crazy to me that people are like hard on this game. I don't really know why. I think most people are hard on it because the original, like when you have a game like the original, right? In any franchise, you have a remake, people are normally like very divisive on it. There are those people who are like, hey, it's not the original, therefore bad. And that's an unfair assumption. Oh, there's one more thing I want to answer. Is this better than the original? Do I like it more than the original? The latter, yes, I like it more than the original. Is it better than the original? I don't think so. I think the game is like it's like you could look at it as more of like a different experience, right? I don't think this game makes the original obsolete. I don't think playing this game. That being said, if you're only playing the game once, I'd probably recommend Alter Code. But like if you could, I would honestly recommend playing the original and then this game because I feel like the way this game works is like it really can complement the original super well. But I can also understand being like, hey, what if I only have time to play the game once? I'll probably recommend Alter Code F because I'm biased and I love this game more than the original. That being said, I don't think it's better than the original. I don't think it makes the original obsolete or anything. I think the original is still worth playing. And even though the original was made in 1997, it's still like, it's aged pretty well, all things considered, I think. Other than like its presentation. But like if you can get past that hurdle, the original is very much worth your time. The way I would recommend it is like play the original, then play this game. But if you only want to play it once, play Alter Code F, I guess. Even though Alter Code F is kind of hard to get because it's only on PS2 and it has not had a remaster. But yeah, my throat hurts talking so much. I'm done. I'm gonna end stream. So yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to look out for YouTube videos. I'm gonna finish this game properly with Angle Mois, Ragu Regula, the rest of the keys. So yeah, I'll get it done at some point. But yeah, great game, great playthrough. Glad I streamed it on Twitch, and I'll do the rest on YouTube when I feel like it and when I'm prepared. But yeah, that's it. Tomorrow, am I doing something different tomorrow, or am I doing SMT5? I think I might have something planned for tomorrow that is an SMT. So we'll probably do that. And then Monday will be SMT5. Tuesday will be Persona 5. I don't think I'm going to start anything this week because I want to get more Persona 5 done and SMT5. So yeah. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you all next time.